Hey guys, week 3 picks here. Let's just pretend I did the first 2 weeks and I'm 32-0. Okay. Actually, for real, this isn't gonna be like a weekly thing. This might be the only time I do it. I just thought I would because, you know. Okay, I wish this website gave me the spread, but I just won't do that. We're picking money line here, guys. I don't bet. Here we go. Bills, Dolphins. Obviously, I'm going with the Bills. Dolphins, probably the worst team in the league. Like, almost assuredly. And the Bills look really good. And it's at home. So, yeah, I don't think there's any way that I think the Bills might win by 3 scores. Falcons, Panthers. Obviously, I'm a Falcons fan. So, I'm going to go Falcons here. But also, I think, unbiased, I think the Falcons are just a significantly better team than the Panthers. Especially the defense looked really good last week. And it makes me really hopeful. And I know everybody was saying, like, yeah, but the Vikings O-line has not been great. And they're down Christian Darrisaw. And Ryan Kelly got hurt. And they're already bad back up left tackle School. He got a concussion, so he went out. But people don't realize 6 sacks in a game is not easy no matter who you're playing. Like, the Broncos last year had the best pass rush, and their highest sacks in a game was like 7 or 8 or something. Like, good pass rushes, when they face bad offensive lines, they get 6 or 7 or 8 sacks. So, and the Broncos were the best pass rush team in the league. So I'm saying, like, the Falcons, they have to be at least average. I think they're going to be an above average pass rush defense in general, but the pass rush has been the issue, so that's what I'm focusing on. So, like, good pass rushes dominate against bad offensive lines, and that's what happened. So, anyways, Falcons, Panthers, I think Falcons will win by 10. Packers, Browns. I want the Browns to win this game so bad just because I think it'd be funny. I'm kind of a Browns fan a little bit just because they had Nick Chubb for a while. I know they don't anymore, but, you know, I always follow my Georgia boys. Packers are just so good, it's crazy. It's, like, not fair. Is there a way the Browns win this game? Probably not, even though they're at home. The Packers are just overpowering on both sides of the ball, I think. I think it'll be a relatively low-scoring game just because these are two really good defenses. And the Packers' defense is obviously good, but the Browns' offense is... Packers' offense is good, but the Browns' offense is not... It's kind of nothing doing over there. Maybe Judkins. I really like the rookies on the Browns. I hope Judkins gets some more. He looked promising last week. Hopefully he gets going some more. And then Harold Fannin was a really nice later round pickup for the Browns. I like the pick at the draft, and it's looking even better now. But yeah, I'm gonna take the Packers here by 2 touchdowns probably. 3. It's gonna be 3-2. The first 3 games here are probably gonna be 2 score. Now this one is a tough one. Texans are 0-2, which is crazy. It's the offensive line is just absolutely abysmal. It's abysmal. C.J. Stroud has, like, he hasn't even played that bad. It's just like, what are you supposed to do? Like this is how I felt. This is how I felt with Tua a lot of his career, even though I think C.J. Stroud's better than Tua. And with the other quarterback in this game, Trevor Lawrence, this is how I felt with him. And Joe Burrow, it's like Joe Burrow is so good that he can overcome that. C.J. Stroud is good, and they need to get the run game going more too, which again is hard with no offensive line. Texans defense will keep them in most games this year. It's so elite. Texans defense is so good. It's the exact opposite problem that the Bengals had before Burrow went down, where the offense was going to keep the Bengals in games, but their defense, they just have to not lose. But with the Texans, the offense has to not lose, which is crazy. Here they have C.J. Stroud and Nico Collins, and even the rookies look good too. It's just the offensive line is like it having a negative offensive line play is just it's a kill shot for any team pretty much. That being said, the Jags, Brian Thomas needs to get it figured out. Not sure what's going on. Trevor Lawrence, I'm really rooting for him. I think the Jags have on paper. No, they don't. I was gonna say they have a better team on paper. They don't. It's not that. This is a very close. These rosters are very close. This is a hard one to pick. At Jags, at Everbank. I'm going to say that the Texans' defense just stifles the Jags' offense, unfortunately, which kind of we're going to call into question. I don't think Liam Cohen, obviously, because it's his third game, but I want both of these teams to win, but they can't. Because I want Trevor Lawrence and Travis Hunter to look good. I want BTJ to get it figured out. And I want Stroud to prove that he can run the show even with a bad offensive line. And I love Nick Chubb. But I think I will go Texans here. I'm going to go Texans at a tight one. Texans by 3, probably, or even less. I think the spread's like 2.5 on that game. Bengals Vikings. Oh my gosh, what a! This was not the quarterback matchup people signed up for. We still got Jamar Chase versus Justin Jefferson here. But this is a Jake Browning versus Carson Wentz game. Carson Wentz, I think, could actually make the Vikings better, which is crazy. Because he has... People forget that several years ago at this point, but Carson Wentz was a few weeks away from being the MVP. He had such a good season, and obviously he's several years removed from that now, but he's not a bad quarterback. He's questionable for sure, but I think he's more proven than Jake Browning is. Jake Browning, I think 5-3 as a starter, 4-3 maybe for the Bengals. So I think if Joe isn't out for the season, I think Jake could, even if he goes 500 as a starter, he could, if he can just stay above water until Joe gets back. If he does, I think the Bengals could still make the playoffs. The Vikings, I think Vikings fans at this point are hoping that KOC can do to Carson Wentz what he did to Sam Darnold last year and turn him into a good quarterback in the NFL, which he hasn't been since very early in his career. At Vikings, I don't know. I think I believe in the coaching of Minnesota a lot more. I'm glad the Falcons played the Vikings when they did, because if they played them later on in the season, I think it'd be worse. That's neither here nor there, I suppose. I'm gonna go with the Vikings. It would be crazy if the Bengals started 3-0. That hasn't happened in a long time. I'm gonna go with the Vikings here, just because I trust KOC and I trust Brian Flores. Even though the defense again, Vikings defense against Atlanta last week, they looked fine. They kind of shut out the passing game, but Bijan and Algier come out for like 200 plus yards, so which is weird because usually Vikings defense pretty sure in the run stopping game. But yeah, I'm gonna go Vikings here. Another close one. I think both Browning and Wentz will play well. I think. I'll say Vikings by 6. All right, Steelers Patriots. Aaron Rodgers has played one game where he looked like Joe Montana and one game where he looked like not Joe Montana. He wasn't like horrendous last week, but he wasn't good. And Patriots are interesting. The offense is improved, I think. They need to give Trayvon Henderson the ball. I don't understand. He's gotten like 4 carries in the first 2 weeks. I don't understand this. Get him the ball. And I know he was billed as a pass blocking running back, and he did get blown up last week against the whoever they played that I'm forgetting. I just don't remember. Anyways, they need to give him the ball because I think he's one of their best playmakers, and I don't know if they're seeing something in camp where he's just not getting it, or practice. I mean, camp's over. But yeah, I would love to see Trayvon Henderson get some more touches this week. Even though Armandre's been doing well, I want to see Trayvon get some more touches. And then with Pittsburgh, their defense looked good last week. I mean, Steelers defense is always going to look okay, at least. I don't know. This is kind of like a battle of, like, middling teams. I'm going to go Patriots at home in probably an ugly game. This is not based on data at all, by the way. This is vibes. What the hell? Thought I saw something. Home by myself, scary. Yeah, I'm going to go Patriots close. Patriots in a close one. Okay, Eagles-Rams. This is probably, outside of Lions-Ravens, probably game of the week. This is going to be a good one. Yeah, probably. I think the Eagles look, it's like, I want them to excite me. I missed when the best teams in the league were super exciting. Like, the Ravens are really exciting. The Lions, I would argue, are also exciting. But, like, the Eagles are probably still the best team in the league. It's just boring football. It's just really boring. And I know the tush push is back in the media because of the insane false starts and offensive offsides and lining up in the neutral zone and stuff like that. But I love Matthew Stafford more than most people in this world. Devontae Adams has been playing great. Puka obviously is playing good. Kyren is playing all right. Their defense is always going to keep them in games. At Philly, I'll take the Rams in an upset here. I know the Eagles' defense is tough, very tough. I'm gonna take the Rams in an upset here. I like the Rams in a close one, maybe by like 2 or 3. Jets Bucks. All right. Unfortunately I need the Buccaneers to lose a game. The week 1 loss to the Bucks was really, really gutting. Jets looked pretty middling this past week. Justin Fields, I think, is going to be out of this game. I think it's going to be Tyrod Taylor starting. Justin Fields has a concussion. And the Bucks, Kalijah Kancey out for the season. That's a rough blow for them. Tristan Wirfs still out. I think Chris Godwin's still out. But like the Bucks keep finding a way to win, which is rough for me as a Falcons fan, because I need them to find. I don't dislike any team, I don't really dislike any team. I just like good football. But I would prefer the Falcons make the playoffs. That'd be cool. Obviously, I'm going to go Buccaneers here because they're one of the better teams in the league. I think the Jets' defense is good. Maybe we get a Tyrod masterclass and it's an insane upset. I just don't really see it. So I'm going to go Bucks here by, let's call it a touchdown, 7. All right, Colts-Titans, AFC South matchup. Cam Ward has looked really good, man. Like, really good. Even his stats aren't going to blow you away. The 0-2 record obviously isn't great, but for his situation, like how could you ask him to be playing better? Like he's making kind of insane decisions, but I was watching I watch a lot of football like podcasts and stuff like that. So I forget who said it, what podcast I was watching. But it was like Cam Ward is. I think I said like Cam Ward is like Will Levis if Will Levis's crazy decisions ended up in like positive yardage and not pick sixes. It was something like that. Like that one throw where he was parallel to the ground and like falling down and he threw it up. If Will Levis did that, it would be a pick six the other way because that happened several times last year. But it was like a 4-yard completion for Cam Ward. And then he had that one where he was like holding the ball. It was like 8 seconds in the pocket. He's like pointing at his receiver, which you're not supposed to do because obviously you can't just tell the defense where you're going to throw it. But then he just ripped it across all the way across the field, cross-body, and it was a dime. Like, he's like one of 3 people in the world that can make that throw. It's insane. So his decisions are kind of crazy, but they're working so far. It's crazy, man. That being said, I think the Colts are going to win. I just wanted to give Cam Ward some praise because, again, the media doesn't really seem to be talking about him that much, probably because he's on the Titans. The Colts are looking good. Jonathan Taylor, I love him. Tyler Warren is looking like everything they wanted him to be. Daniel Jones looks like a competent quarterback in the NFL, which is insane, which makes me sad. I need Anthony Richardson to get another shot somewhere. I don't know if it's going to be in Indy, but I need him to get another shot somewhere. Like New Orleans, maybe. Just like somewhere that needs a quarterback. Like I need Anthony Richardson to get another shot because he's so talented. He's so talented. I think he just might need a change of scenery. And if it doesn't work after that, then yeah, probably a career backup. But I need him to get another starting job somewhere. Like whether it's the Colts, like if Daniel Jones kind of falls off, or somewhere else. Colts have been playing great. Haven't punted yet. I might continue this week. But the Titans defense is okay. So maybe not. You know what? Colts will punt this week, which I think the Colts will punt for the first time. But they will win. I'll say they win by 14. It's not going to be close, probably. Raiders Commanders. So this is Marcus Mariota starting for Washington with Jaden Daniels out with a knee sprain. Doesn't make me too excited. I think that makes the game a lot closer than it would be. I think the Raiders are good. I think they might be fighting for a wild card at the end of the year, honestly. Although Geno Smith played the worst game of his career last week. I think his passer rating was like a 32. 0 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. It was ugly. And Brock is probably going to be closer to full health this week. Genty was like three or four different times. I don't know if y'all stayed up to watch it because it was late. It started at 10 p.m. Eastern. But Genty was like two or three times one broken tackle away from being gone. Like you can see it was like when your car won't start and you're just you can hear it about to turn over, but it's just not doing it. That's how Genty is right now. I think he is due for that first 60-yard run is coming soon. That 60-yard touchdown run is coming soon. I promise you. He's right there. I think I know he hasn't looked super productive through the first two, but I mean Geno Smith loves to throw the pill. So, but I think with Pete Carroll and Chip Kelly, he's gonna get his for sure. This is a close one. I'll go with the Raiders to make the upset. I think this is going to be a rough a few weeks. If it might be I think he'll probably come back next week. Maybe it just depends. Well, no, Commanders I think have a bye week next week. I think. So maybe they just sit him for this week and then the bye week and then he comes back full health. So I'm gonna take the Raiders here to capitalize on that. It's gonna be close though. I'll say like a 4-point game, like 20-16, something like that. All right. Broncos Chargers AFC West matchup here. Chargers look like a well-oiled machine, man. Broncos offense has struggled. Their defense again, like Texans, gonna keep them in pretty much every game. I want to see RJ Harvey get some more burn because I think he can be really good. And like same thing with the Chargers. If Amarion Hampton gets going, because he hasn't really even gotten going yet, and Najee Harris, that 1-2 punch I think is going to be deadly. And they haven't even really gotten going yet, and they're already looking great. I think the Chargers are going to be scary this year, like real scary. Yeah, I think the Chargers are too good. I'm gonna take them in a semi-convincing fashion, probably a 10-point win here. All right, Seahawks Saints. Saints maybe the worst team in the league. It's them or the Dolphins. Probably. I want to say the Browns. I don't see it because the Browns are average quarterback play away from having like a 6-win season. And I don't think the Saints or the Dolphins are getting 6 wins this year. Seahawks are there's something cooking there, but I don't. It's not. It's just starting to simmer. It's not. Nothing's rolling over yet. Darnold looks okay. He's probably gonna. I think he'll. I mean, this is a get right spot for sure. I need to see the Seahawks offensive line really step up this game. Kenneth Walker looks insane. Zach Charbonnet has looked all right, actually. So I'm taking the Seahawks here for sure. I think it's going to be close. The Saints have been playing teams closer than you'd think. But they're sticking around, but I don't think they're going to close out a lot of games. So I'm going to take the Seahawks probably by 6. Cowboys Bears. Man, if the Bears don't win this one, which game are you going to win? Like, for real. You're playing in maybe the toughest division in the league. We'll see how Minnesota goes, but Green Bay and Detroit are good. They're good teams. Dallas has looked better than I think people expected so far. I mean, giving it 450 to Russell Wilson, it isn't great. Mr. Unlimited. That's not great, but they've definitely looked better than people expected. It's just that their defense isn't really shaking out too well so far. I need to see someone from Caleb this week for sure. I really do, and I need Colston Loveland to get involved. I really need Colston Loveland to get involved. And the run game needs to be better. I love DeAndre Swift. He's my dog. Go Dogs, baby. But he needs to be better too, because you got to help out Caleb if you don't have a run game, you're setting yourself up for failure. I think Ben Johnson will get it. I think he's going to right the ship this week, and I think the Bears are going to win. I think the Bears won by 7. By a touchdown. All right, next is Cardinals-Niners. NFC West showdown. Cardinals are maybe the worst 2-0 team right now. I'm not saying they're bad, but they are having some trouble closing out games against not good opponents. I think. Who did they play week 1? I think they played the Saints and then the Panthers, which are two pretty bottom feeder teams, and they've been a lot closer than Cardinals fans would have liked, I presume. Marvin Harrison has to get going. He really does. James Conner has been their safety blanket. He's very consistent. Their defense has looked a little better. But I don't know. I think the Niners at home, even with Mac Jones, looked great last week. It's something about backup quarterbacks, man. Like when they come in, especially that first game, they look fantastic. So I'll take the Niners at home here. By 10. I'll take them by 10. All right, Chiefs Giants. Chiefs, man, what a fall from grace. First 0-2 start of the Patrick Mahomes era. They lost their last 3, including the Super Bowl, which is crazy. Yeah, this is. Obviously they're not bad. They're not cooked. The dynasty isn't over. I just think they definitely played two very good teams in the first 2 weeks. So I'm not selling all my Kansas City stock yet, but I think they're going to have to make some adjustments. And the Giants, the pass rush has looked good. Had some trouble getting home and getting the quarterback on the ground, but they're getting a lot of pressure. And if Russell Wilson plays like he did last week, I mean, they have a real shot in this game. I think in order for the Giants to win, they have to capitalize on Worthy and Rashee Rice still being out. But they'll have to get after Mahomes for sure, which is not easy. I'm gonna pick the Chiefs here. I think there's a way the Giants win this. There's a way the Giants win this, but I'll take the Chiefs by a touchdown to get their first one of the season. And game of the week for sure, Lions-Ravens. Lions looked like the 2024 Lions last week. They put it 52, which last year was like that happened every third week. I feel like, and the Ravens with playing another tough opponent here. Both these teams the first 3 weeks have not been easy. I know the Ravens played the Bears and the Lions played. Sorry, the Ravens played the Browns and the Lions played the Bears. So they're not great teams, but those first weeks they played like maybe the 2 best teams in the league. So I think this is rough for me because I love both these teams. Like outside of the Falcons, these are probably in my top 5. Like of my favorite teams. I'm gonna. I think the Ravens defense is really good, like really good. I think the Lions defense is good too. These are very pretty even teams to me. I'm gonna go with the Ravens because they're at home, and because they have the coordinator continuity. I know that the Lions are going to be fine. I think this is just a tough first 3 games, and both these teams won the game that they were supposed to win in convincing fashion. The Lions won by 52-20, 30, 31, and the Ravens won by 24. So they're beating the team that they're supposed to beat. The Ravens had game 1 or the first game, but then we all saw what happened. So I think these are 2 very good teams that just have some tough sledding in the first 3 weeks. But I'm going to go the Ravens here just because I trust their coordinators more. And I think Lamar Jackson is the second best player in football. I think he's the best quarterback. I think the best player in football is Myles Garrett. But I'm going to go with I'll go with Baltimore here in a classic. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. Yeah, I think it's going to be high-scoring. I want to say like 31-30, something like that. I think both teams will be right around 30 points, but I'll go the Ravens. Okay, so recap. I got Bills, Falcons, Packers, what did I say? Texans. I said Vikings. Who did I say for that? Oh my God, did I pick this game? I got a bad memory. I think I said the Patriots. Yeah, I think I said the Patriots. I said Rams with the upset. Bucks, Colts, Raiders, Chargers, Seahawks, Bears, Niners, Chiefs, and Ravens. I think that's right. I think that's what I said. Anyways, yeah, those are my week 3 picks. Hope you're not looking forward to next week because it's probably not going to happen. All right, see ya.